Okay, so let's walk through the average day of an auditor. Well, first of all, we have to ask ourselves, what does an auditor do? Well, an auditor is basically an advisor, right? He examines financial data for accuracy, compliance with the laws and standards of that particular governing country. And so, with that, obviously, comes some inefficiencies in the way that auditors process their data. And if you're an auditor watching this, then you probably understand what I'm talking about. And so, again, for walking through the day of an auditor, say you get to work and you're doing some work for a client right now. Maybe you're doing expenses, so you're picking out the selections manually, and I hope you're not. But yeah, say you're doing that, or maybe you couldn't find some invoices, so you're manually, hitting up the supplier or your client for these invoice documentations. And the problem with this is very apparent. I mean, you cannot be going back and forth like this, with clients all the time. You cannot be, just doing copy and paste work, for these working papers. You cannot be doing the same things over and over again. It's very apparent. And so I've created this AI audit agent to help auditors, to help people in the finance sector, to automate this process. I mean, automate is a very generic term now, the way AI automation is thrown around. But that is what we are looking to do here. That is what this AI agent seeks to do. And I'm going to show you exactly how it works and how you might potentially be able to implement it in your system. And so without further ado, let's get straight into the video and let's see what we can do about it. Okay guys, we are carrying out the workflow now. Sorry. Okay, yeah, so we're carrying out the workflow now. I'm just going to start it again. So I've pressed the execute workflow thing. Now we're waiting for the webhook to basically be triggered. And I'm going to use Postman to do that. I'm going to send a post method here using Postman. This is basically JSON format. This is the test data that we're going to be using. So name, green wave, logistics, blah, 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 this, that. And this is test data, right? So I'm going to send that and we can begin the workflow. Cool. Sent it there. And yeah, should have started now and it has. AI agent is thinking very quick. Agent is thinking. So what we should expect to see is we receive a PDF email after all this is done, a PDF email of audit analysis report. And so what happens there is the JSON is converted to HTML. The PDF reads that, and we download it via an HTTP request method. And that is obviously sent as binary to our email. And done. Let me show you guys the email. So I've received an email here. There's an email right there. I think you guys can see it. Anyway, yeah. So I'm going to open that. I'll put it on the front of I'll put it just on the page of the video, whatever it is. Yeah, and that is basically what this is, gentlemen. Yep. All right, so hi guys, this is my demo showing you guys exactly how this automation works. And well, just the technology, the capabilities of this technology, what is possible with AI nowadays. I mean, a lot of people are, on the fence about, saying, AI is here to replace people, do what, do this, do that. Yeah, maybe it's true, but I do think AI is here to replace the people that don't want to use AI. And that's something that I can say wholeheartedly. It doesn't have to replace your job. You can literally integrate, or learn how to use this and just integrate it into your existing life, into your existing systems. And well, I mean, what's there to lose? You're going to work more efficiently. You're going to cut down on costs, as generic as it sounds. But there's just so much potential with this technology, guys, and it just hurts me to see people scared to just hop on the fence and just start using it, especially here in Africa. But anyway, let's get straight into it. So, right, so this over here is the workflow. Let me just zoom out and show you guys exactly how it looks. Yeah. So this right here is the workflow. Okay. And what we have here is a workflow that, and how this works is we start with a webhook right over here. So this is the audit data intake webhook. And what the webhook does essentially is it listens for incoming audit data. It could be a Google form, it could be a WhatsApp upload, even an email attachment, whatever it is, whatever the source is. Once the data hits this webhook, it basically kicks off the entire workflow. And so this is where we're starting from. So first, we classify the type of file, and that's basically what's happening over here, the data preprocessor and classifier. We're basically classifying the type of file. Is it a trial balance? Is it a supplier ledger? Is it a fixed asset register? Doesn't matter. We auto detect that here, and we're using file metadata. Metadata is just basically data of data. Yeah, that's how I can think of it. Don't worry about it anyway. So using file metadata and the content structure. So no manual sorting is needed. You can forget about selections and all that type of stuff. This is automated completely. And then what we do is we then extract. So this is still on this node. What we then do is we extract the actual numbers. So if it's a spreadsheet, for example, we grab the general ledger codes, the balances, the dates. If it's a PDF, for example, we OCR it and structure the data cleanly. So it makes sure we are feeding clean, machine readable info into the audit engine. What the audit engine here is, I want to just think of it as this part of the automation. Right over here. I want you to think of the audit engine as that part of the workflow, right? So what's going to happen once we do that is, well, this is actually the most crucial part. We're talking about the prompt generation node, which is that thing over here. I use the, I was a bit skeptical. So I use the OpenAI ChatGPT model to create the AI audit prompt generator, and so this is the crucial part of this workflow. So the way prompt engineering works is, okay, prompt engineering is a very crucial part of AI, right? So what happens is the more context that AI has, the better it is. If you have if you feed more data sets into a large language model, if you feed more parameters into a large language model, it makes it better overall. And so that's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to be as specific as possible in making sure we come up with an appropriate prompt for the specific step in this automation. So the crucial part about this is the prompt engineering, as I said. We don't just send raw data to the AI. We're generating a tailored audit instruction, right? A tailored audit instruction that is set and based on the type of file that we are getting back from that classify step. So this is also just feeding into making sure we're making a tailored and specific solution for any audit or accounting firm. So so we generate a tailored audit instruction set based on the type of file that we get from the classifier step. And so if it's a trial balance, the prompt might say something like, check for overstatements in PPE, detect any interest inconsistencies or surface bad debts. If it's a supplier ledger, we say something like check for duplicate suppliers, unmatched invoices, all sorts of stuff, right? all sorts of stuff. And obviously, in the prompt, in way more detail than what I've just said. So once that prompt is generated from the AI audit prompt generator, what's going to happen is the prompt and the clean data. This is actually the most exciting part about it. The prompt and the clean data are sent to the AI agent, right? And while this is actually acting like a senior auditor, senior audit reviewer in a sense, I would say. I think that's how I put it. And so it reads the numbers, it understands the context, it runs dozens of mini audit checks automatically. And what this does is gonna flag, overstatements, it's gonna detect any missing loan payments, or even duplicate entries, uh, whatever it is, okay, whatever it is, that it's going to do that. And it gives back a full audit summary. And so once that happens, is once the AI is done with that, once it's done with its once it's done with auditing, basically, it gives back a full audit summary. So this is usually in bullet points, in risks, and in next actions. So there's actually no need to manually comb through hundreds of rows, cross-check reports, or it's like a forensic auditor. It's running 24/7 and without anyone lifting a finger. I mean, if you'd want to be in the loop, I can add you. It's like I can do it for you. But anyway, you won't need it. I mean, that's the point. We're trying to remove you from this process entirely, so you can focus on what actually matters, growing the business. I was explaining what was happening on the audit. I was explaining what was happening on the audit response processor and the audit report generator. And so the AI transformer, what it does is, let me just show you that. So it's going to take the audit findings and turn them into a human readable text audit summary. It's basically a data transformation step, but I'm just using AI to do that again, just to save time and stuff. And so, yeah, that's what we're going to do there. And once that data is transformed, it's transformed into information that is readable to this PDF converter. And once we send out the PDF version of the report, we can either send an email straight directly to the client or to the head of audit, depending on how confident you are with your system. And well, that basically just covers the entire thing. Yeah. So this is the real audit automation. There's no I behind it. It's not your average or AI automation. I know there's a lot of people throwing around AI automation everywhere. I've been hit with, oh no, I can automate your system. I can do this, I can do that. Yeah, it's just, yeah, anyway. So, yeah, it's just an embedded intelligence system inside the operation that you already have running. And while we've built this, me and my team have built this for Southern African firms who want to stop wasting time, want to reduce audit risk and modernize, without hiring 10 new employees just to carry out a specific, audit thing. So that leads me to the end of this. If you want to see this live or you want to get a free audit, which is something I'll be doing, if you want to get a free audit setup, hit the link below and I'll show you exactly how this runs on your own data and how we can tailor it to your specific accounting or audit firm. And so, yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.